Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And my good friend Susan Kennard is back with us. And today we are talking about the body, the soul, and you, and the universe, right? And so we're going to be talking about the body, about the soul, about the universe, how you're interacting with the body, and what is the body telling you from a spiritual and physical perspective. So Susan's going to be taking some live caller questions. She's going to take us all on a journey on this show to understand the science of your body and why it shows symptoms, along with learning the spiritual aspect and the message your soul is trying to tell you. And sometimes, you know, we don't want to hear it. So we're going to understand what our body is telling us and how to heal it on a cellular level. We're going to understand why more than ever you need to listen to your body in order to align to your mission. And during the show, like I said, Susan's going to be, we can ask Susan questions about why our body is showing a particular message. And she's going to tune in with her guides to help you understand not only the science behind it, but will also give you a specific message from her guides. So I'm so excited about this conversation because let's face it, sometimes we don't understand what our body's trying to tell us. And so for those of you who are new to Susan, Susan is known as a spiritual scientist, trained in psychology, psychotherapy, over 20 years, and later adding in naturopathy and meta health. She speaks internationally about her work and research at conferences and events, and she's a specialist in early childhood trauma. She has been with us before many times, and we love having her back. Susan has a clear channel to spirit and the higher realms, making her work fast, direct, and accurate. So she's a medium, a channel, connecting with her many galactic guides. She channels, tones, and speaks light language. And this high vibrational healing allows others to heal trauma that's held in their cells without needing to know the origin. So I'm so excited about what we're going to discover for ourselves and from our body that we have perhaps not been wanting to hear and maybe been a little bit stubborn in some ways. I know that we all have our bodies always talking to us, even though we might not be interpreting correctly what it's saying. So Susan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me again, Alara. I'm becoming part of the family now in your home, which is really nice. I'm really enjoying it. I love being in your energy on your show, so that's what draws me to do this with you.
Thank you. That's so sweet, and we love having you because it's so much fun. And you know, you are like I said, you channel with your guides and your galactic team, and you are like so accurate and like on point, and it's interesting to hear, your guide's perspective on what's going on with us, right?
Yeah, and that's a really good point because it is really the channel coming through me. So yes, I have my traditional training and what I call my old life, as a psychologist and psychotherapist, my past life, and working with the new life, I suppose, would really be the sciencey part of looking at dis-ease within the body and how the brain relays really are connected to different parts of the body, i.e. the skin is the cortex part of the brain. So that sciencey part is something that I'm very passionate about because I've always been somebody who wanted evidence for what I did. So you can imagine being stepping into being a medium. I had to see, I had to feel, I had to hear, I had to have the whole lot, or else I would have just given it up. I never would have done it. So I think I'm very blessed to have the guides that work with me, and those guides change and transform quite a lot depending on what work I'm doing. So there are particular guides that come in and work with me when I'm working with the body, or a message being shown in the body. And then there are other guides that work on different levels, as a lot of you know. We work with all different ones, and we don't always know which ones they are, but it's in a place of complete trust, I suppose we would say, that trust that I have these incredible beings that work with me. So yeah, I think what I'd like to start with is to say that it's my perception that we come into this experience in this human form knowing that we were meant to know when we were out of alignment with our mission. And our mission is unconditional love. And just, if this is something new or something that you haven't heard before, just be open to the possibility of something different, because there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment in the world about disease and about illness. and about things that might get us. Okay, so I just want to offer my point and the way that I feel about it, but I also want to offer the guide's value as well throughout this evening on this call. And just to say that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a trained doctor, and whatever I say, I'm not claiming to heal anyone or cure anyone, and I know Alara stands with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean that I don't have expertise in my field. And it doesn't mean that I haven't worked for 25 years as a therapist, but it just means that I'm not a doctor that you go and visit in a GP surgery. And I'm not somebody who would try and fix somebody, because that's not my job.
Right.
So the way that I work is I help you to heal yourself and understand what messages your body is showing you, and why this beautiful physical vehicle is showing you those messages. And when we have a deep picture, we would call it a deep picture of experience within our body, then we know that we perhaps haven't listened in the initial stages. And there's no judgment with that, and there's no blame with that. Just a feeling that perhaps we shut down those emotions, and we shut down that part of us that where we could actually hear what our body was telling us. Mm-hmm. And we all know, and I've worked with doctors for many years, people who work in the medical field, and they don't tell anyone they work with me, but I do work with them. And they say to me, well, it's kind of like, you know, looking outside of the box. I'm like, yeah, but when you get stressed, where do you feel it in your body? And quite often it is the shoulders, or it is the back, or it is the stomach, or it is the head. And so the body is always talking to us. Mm-hmm. And I like to call it a barometer. So I like to call it the part of us that is on a stage and a kind of sort of like a scale. So we're looking at the scale of that barometer, how high and how acute, let's say, our symptom might be, and how long has that been going on for us. And Meta Health's amazing for that, because it really looks at tracking. So we can track back with our understanding of the science of the body and what traumas and the type of emotional trauma that causes something. And we can look in this lifetime, and we can also look into epigenetics, the akashics, lifetime after lifetime, of course, but also what we've experienced in the womb, or what we've experienced during birth. You know, it's just, it can be from anywhere. And what we don't know is what we don't know, and that's okay. And we can track that and find that by, I listen to my guides, obviously they tell me what to do, and I do as I'm told. And of course I incorporate that with the science. So that's kind of an opening part of how I work with people when a message is showing in their body.
Awesome. Good. And you know what, one of the things I forgot to mention at the beginning of the call is that if you would like to work with Susan one-on-one, you raise your hand. You can raise your hand. And I think mostly it is about you wanting to talk to the person one-on-one, right? It's not just about writing a question in the chat, or is that okay too?
Yeah, I don't mind either, actually, because I believe that every person that is present here today, and everybody who's listening is here because energetically they were drawn here. And so if they didn't want to speak, or they didn't want to be seen, that's fine. And the message, the question or the message will be perfect for everybody. So whatever, don't feel that you have to kind of come on the screen or anything like that.
There you go. So you can either raise your hand, or you can type your question in the chat, okay, whichever works. Mm-hmm. But and this is my own thing, you know, Susan. So I don't like taking general readings. I don't want to hear a question like, Susan, just tell me what you see. No, if you're here on the call and you want to work with Susan, you have to have something specific in mind, because, you know, otherwise everybody on the call will be wanting that, right? So if you want to work with Susan, then ask something specific. Okay. So I know, like, you know, some people might ask about, you know, I've been having this hip pain forever. You know, what is that? Awesome. Or I'm having menopause symptoms, hot flashes, and I just don't understand why it's happening so much, or whatever. Awesome. Whatever it happens to be, you know, and it doesn't necessarily have to always be physical, right?
Right,
Susan, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, it could be something emotional. It could be like, why do I keep having these really bad thoughts, or why do I keep feeling like this, and why do I?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we called it the body, soul, and the universe because, you know, I really felt drawn to talk about that, and especially because of what is happening in the world at the moment, where there's a huge amount of fear around disease. And, you know, I really want to help people understand that, you know, disease is so much more than something that it might be in your body. You know, disease is so much more than that. It's not, I kind of want to get into a different territory with it, but I will say that, and I'm dying to say this, so I hope I can say this, but what I would like to say so much is that when you have a vibrational match to something, then that is it. So you don't catch something necessarily in the way that you might think you catch something. You are a vibrational, beautiful, energetic match to it. And there are lots of other aspects of that that lead us to be a vibrational match to aspects. And that can be emotional toxicity. So we're looking at trauma, and we're also looking at physical toxicity. And so that might be in our foods, that could be in medication, that could be in vaccination, that could be in the air we breathe, that could be in whatever we are toxic with. And a combination of all of that brings us to a place where, oh, and also, yeah, thank you, my guides are reminding me, also your soul's aspect as well. So your soul may have come in to clear something for in the epigenetic aspect, because it was something that was played out so many times in lifetimes before, or in your family before, and you were the one that were going to awaken and understand that you could heal it. So there are many aspects to dis-ease. And what I will say is that I know, and I see it all the time, that people 100% can move forward from symptoms and dis-ease. In fact, I know there's somebody on here that very dear to my heart that I can see in the corner there, smiling, who has a beautiful story. So she's really healed herself. So I'm, you know, it's beautiful to see her here, and she's an inspiration to people. I actually just want to tell you about her blog. So she has a blog called, Lansing, can you open your call because I want to get it exactly right? A blog called
whenmybodytalks.com.
whenmybodytalks.com. And this, stay on here, Lansing, for a minute. And this came from Lansing's journey of understanding that her body was talking to her, and the work that we did together, and how she healed herself. So, you know, she is a true inspiration for how she's healed herself. And so I know that 100% we can do this. So whatever situation anyone is in on here, even if their family has been diagnosed with something, it's part of our expansion, part of our soul's consciousness and our journey, that we can listen, we can expand our consciousness, and we can listen to what the true meaning was of our body showing that message. And usually it's about our mission. And whatever experience we have, whether it's a backache, whether it's you know, arthritis, whether it's cancer, whatever it is that is happening within your picture and your message and your body, to me that is a beautiful time to really look at, am I truly living my mission? Am I truly living what I was supposed to do in the world, you know, who I'm supposed to be in the world? And the main thing about that is unconditional love. Yeah, thanks, Lansing.
Absolutely. And you know, the thing with unconditional love is, you know, are we giving that to ourselves? Are we treating ourselves with love and respect and kindness? You know, I'll be honest, I haven't always, you know,
Same.
been as kind to myself as I am now. you know,
Yeah.
I'm much, much better, but I used to be very judgmental, and I used to be very hard on my body. And I didn't even recognize that my body had a role to play in my life, with my life, to co-create with me the life that I'm living. I didn't
Yeah.
think it, had anything to do with anything. And so I didn't give it the respect that it required and needed. And I also, didn't support it, my body, when, thinking about all the stuff that it's been through, and it's like,
Yeah.
I thought it was just me, and I didn't recognize the link and the relationship between me and the body and everything else, right? So thankfully, all that has changed. So much better. But it's a journey, right? It's a journey for us
It's a journey.
to learn about our roles, the role of our body, and our place, and the role of our soul, the role of our experiences. All of that is a learning experience, and all of that comes from starting to recognize who we are, starting to acknowledge who we are, starting to love ourselves and accept ourselves for who we are, not who we want to be, not who we were, but who we are right now. And
Yeah, exactly.
and I think that is our goal, is to love ourselves and accept ourselves and know who we are. That's our first mission. Everything else is a calling. Everything else is more about how do you want to express yourself, but our mission is to love and be loved, right?
Absolutely. And the guides do talk about seamless love. They talk about it a lot, and they say that it's this there is actually a seamless love with everything, even perhaps what people are experiencing in the world at the moment, from the fear and whatever it is. It's a seamless love. And I'm being reminded of years ago when I used to teach actually a class at home, a mediumship circle. Well, I used in those days, right? I used to teach a physical class, and I remember the guide saying that actually we don't mind what emotion you feel, because every emotion that you feel and every experience you feel expands the whole consciousness.
Absolutely.
So we're like, well, we might as well just feel really great emotions then. Love and joy and happiness and abundance and fun, because it makes no difference to the universe. Whatever we're experiencing, we're expanding. So and what they also said was that when we pass over, it's like that. And so we look back and we say, wow, what an absolutely incredible ride that was. Yeah. So we sort of take it so seriously sometimes, our life, and we have to do this and we have to do that, and isn't it awful? And and I'm guilty of that as well. I like looking at it going, oh God, it's so boring what's going on in the world. But actually we have to come down to, I'm very blessed because I do this work every day of the week. But when we don't do this work every day of the week, we'll have to keep reminding ourselves all the time that we are this soul's expression, having a human one at the moment. And that's it. You are me, Alara, I am you. We are everyone here on this call and anyone listening to the replay. And literally, there is no separation. We are all the same. We just have a different physical. Yeah, we all look different. We just have perhaps a different part of our mission to accomplish. But we all are here for unconditional love, and to remember that within us. And I feel that the body, as we walk with this body, sometimes we're not quite in it. We're sort of wanted to get out of it a little bit. So we find that we're not quite in our body. And that often comes from times where we have had lots of difficult experiences, maybe traumas and shocks and accidents sometimes and things like that, where we've been jolted out because it's been too difficult to be here. And one of the aspects of Alzheimer's and cases like that, I feel, are people that are more in spirit than they are here. And so it's difficult for them to really think and remember and be in their body. And I'm not alone with that thought, actually. I think many practitioners feel that as well. And so there's the first thing is to really remember who we are, and then remember that who we are is this light, this incredible being of light having a human expression this time, and that is very, very short. We have linear time.
Yeah.
We're just an unlimited being in a limited time, right?
Yeah.
So when we can look at it that way and remember that, it makes everything a bit easier. I
And we
think.
have to remember that. I think, for most of us, we've all had that experience at some point where it's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm done. It's like whatever it
Yeah.
is going on. Maybe I've said that. I've said that a couple times, to be honest, right? It's like, I'm done. I don't want to be here anymore. This is too hard.
Mm.
It's too difficult. This is not what I signed up for. It's like, why would I
Yeah.
be, I've
But you
said
did.
those words. I've said those words. I've screamed
Yeah.
them to God, God, spirit, creator, whatever name you want to use. Like, this is not what I signed up for. No, there's something wrong here. I was put in this wrong place. This is the wrong time and place. What the heck is going on here? Right. But that's when I'm in the emotion, in the thick of it. Right. But now,
Yeah.
when I look back, in hindsight's 2020, it's like, oh, what a wonder! that was quite the eye-opening experience. It's like, yeah, that
2020 vision, right?
that taught me a lot. And it's like, oh, okay, I take it all.
Mm.
I don't take it all back, but I take it all back. It's all good, right? But the
Mm.
thing is, like, when we're in the emotion of whatever's going on, whether it's something physical, whether it's something emotional, whether it's something mental, whether it's like, we're just like, I don't get how humanity can be like this. Sometimes it's that. It's like, I don't understand how people can be like that. That's what I was, a long time ago. It's like, I don't understand how somebody could be this cruel or whatever, right? And it's like, because I was very innocent, when I was 20, 21, 22. I was very, very innocent, very sheltered, did not have I did not know anything. And so when I experienced cruelty, and it's like, I don't understand how somebody could be that way. And it was just like mind-boggling, and now, even
Yeah.
when we see things happening, it's like, how can people do that to other people? Don't they get it? Right. And then we do the same thing to ourselves, to our bodies, to us. How can we be so mean to ourselves? How can we be so unkind to ourselves? How can we be so, we get caught up in it? But the thing is, we are all evolving, growing, learning, loving ourselves more and more and more.
Absolutely.
And that's the part that you have to remember. It's like, yeah, this is just a really small blip in the grand scheme of things, really small blip. So if we can remember that we are actually beings of light having this human experience, and that, this too shall pass, was one of my favorite quotes, this too shall pass, right? That we will get through it, right? But we do need the support, we do need understanding, and sometimes we do need a different point of view or a different interpretation. And I think a lot of times that's where we got stuck, is we were interpreting something in one way and not really seeing the truth of what was or what is.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that you were saying there about, sort of remembering that you are the light and your body is part of that, is that, we're not separate from it, are we? So what we're experiencing is the same as the collective is experiencing at the moment. So we're all experiencing that, and we're all experiencing what's going on, because if we can see it, it is a reflection. So it might not be our direct reflection, but it is the reflection of humanity at this point in time. So it's our job, I feel, to be the kindest to ourselves.
Yeah.
And the water within us, the 80-90% water that's within us, is feeling, hearing, and vibrating at what we believe, what we say, and what we hear for ourselves. So the moon, we're affected by the tides, we're affected by the moon, obviously. We are part of the world and the universe, and so we are 80-90% water. So that water is has a vibration. And obviously there's a motto. There's lots of people that have done work on water, and and evidenced and said that when we say hate to water, then it goes stagnant, and if we say love to water, it it's vibrant. And many years ago, when I trained as a naturopath, Barbara Wren, who was my tutor, she said that the messages are held in the water. So she was well ahead of her time, and basically I think what she was saying was the messages are held in the vibration. And our messages for our body are held in our vibration, and they come out in our physical experience, because that is the wake up. Listen to me, and imagine if we were walking along, and yes, we have the vibrations, but we didn't have the message. How would we ever know that we were out of alignment with our soul's mission? We wouldn't. So I feel like we have that as a really cool thing to remind ourselves. And I think we're awakening now big time. And I said in my little blurb on your website, basically, more than ever is the time for us to really listen and know that this body never ever lets us down. You know, we think that it lets us down. You know, sometimes we might think we've got a pain in our shoulder or a pain in our knee. I saw someone write a little note there, it flashed up, pain in our knee, and it's like, oh, that's really difficult, it really hurts, or our back hurts, or we can't stand up, or we can't walk, whatever it is. But actually, that is a really beautiful, beautiful message for us to listen to. And, you know, I will get into the different parts of the body as well, because I think it really help people when we're looking at the bones and muscles and different organs, and, you know, why we have headaches, why we have skin issues. You know, bring the questions in, because this is one of my favorite things, is to help people understand that, you know, this is good. And sometimes the body shows a message because we've actually made that acceptance that we are worthy. So the body, and I'll talk about that definitely later, because, you know, it can show the message in the second phase of regeneration, and the pain and the message comes then. So sometimes we think a pain is a bad thing. If someone says they've got a backache, I'm like, oh wow, you've done a really good job of feeling supported. You know, so it's like, it's only if it's ongoing and the back stays in ache, then we know that there's more acceptance to happen in self-worth and being supported, right? But if there's just a flick, you know, like for one day, oh, after that bit of work we did, I've got a backache, I'm like, yay, that's amazing. So it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah. And the thing is, you know, when you really look at it, you know, our bodies are supporting us to create this life, and everything that we do is through the body. So if you want to manifest something in your life, it's through the body, right? So it's time that we recognize how important and how special and how we can't live without the body. We can't create without the body, right? So it's like, it's time to give it its due, right? And care for it and nurture it and ask it questions like, what is going on? Why are you feeling uncomfortable? Like, what can I do to help you? So like, I know, for example, right now, this chair is so uncomfortable. It's like, all right, I got to get a new chair. You know, it's like, okay, all right, body, we're going to go get a new chair. You know, it's like, maybe tomorrow we'll take a look and see and start looking at some new chairs. Cause it's like, okay, right. But it's like we, you know, the body is working with us, you know, so let's work with the body as well. Okay. So I know that there are lots of people with their hands raised, and we have lots of questions in the chat.
That's fine. Yeah.
So I just want to ask too, really quickly, like, if when people are asking questions, you know, if it's something general, that can apply to all of us as well, right? So like, if someone's talking about knees, right, then it's important for all of us to really listen to that. So, you know, we won't be able to get to every question, I bet, right? So just remember, if you do have a knee pain or knee ache and somebody else is talking about it, listen to that, right? So that might be something, you know, some information for you and some energy healing for you that might be helpful. Okay, so just.
So there's two things the way I'll do it. Like, what I actually want to take people through like a connecting exercise before I answer any questions, because I think that'd be great to, you know, really, the guides want to do that. I'm getting tapped on the shoulder with that one. So we're going to do that, and I'm just going to make sure the energy is really clear and pure with everyone here, so that we can all be pure, clear channels of light and hear what we need to hear today. So I've set the intention that everybody here and anybody listening to the replay or on the live stream, either on Facebook or on Instagram, actually hears something that will really help them move forward in their life, whether they have an answered question or not, you know, that they can hear it. So I'll be looking at the science, but I'll also be listening. So my guides, you know, talk to me constantly. So as soon as somebody comes on, asks a question, I'll be given a dialogue. So that person will receive it specifically, but the science aspect of it will be for everybody else. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yep,
so the message might not be completely for everybody else because it will be specific to that person, but the science of it will be. So the understanding of why the body shows that, if that's all right.
Cool. And I'm just going to ask, you know, people, don't unmute yourself until I ask you to unmute yourself, okay? Because that'll just make the recording clearer for everybody, okay? So don't unmute yourself until I actually say, can you unmute yourself? Okay, all right, so I know you're gonna do a connection exercise first, or process first.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
So let's all just close our eyes and just come into the heart space. And if you find it difficult to imagine, just imagine that there is a beautiful sparkling light inside your heart. And just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. When we're breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth, we're actually connecting with calming down the central nervous system, calming down that nervous system so that we can receive whatever we need to receive. So just imagine that light, and let's make it sparkly and bright. Imagine that light is in your heart and expanding out into your body and into your cells. And each one of those cells are lighting up. And each one of those cells are listening and feeling. And each one of those cells is ready to receive more light today. So just set an intention in your mind of what you would like to achieve or receive or understand. And just expand that light as if you're sitting in a bubble of light. And actually what I'm seeing here now with the guides is that I'm seeing sort of like a circle of light. So I want you all to imagine that you are in a circle of light. Lara and I are in this too. We're all equal in this circle of light. And I want you to invite in, those of you that would like to, I'd like you to invite in all of the beautiful beings of light that work with you. And just imagine that your feet are feeling really safe and grounded. And you could imagine there's a star underneath your feet that you could stand on, which is grounding you and earthing you down into the earth. And then imagine that there is a star above your head, and you could just imagine that that star was part of the universe, but it's your very, very own star. And I call that your soul star. So just imagine that you've all got your stars above your head and you've all got your stars beneath your feet. And you're all feeling safe and secure and expanded in your consciousness. And knowing that all of these beings are with you to support you. That they're here, they're always here anyway, but when we invite them, we are actually making that decision ourselves. And what's really important is that we feel empowered with that. And guides and helpers will help if needed, but it is much better if you ask them. Ask and it is given. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that the energy is clear. Okay, good, that's good. So just expand your light a little bit more. Okay, the guides are actually going to channel something. Okay, so what they're saying is in this time of great expansion and awareness, we are so pleased that you are gathering here today together as you are part of a soul family. And we know that you understand who makes you feel in alignment and who makes you feel out of alignment. And we would like you to understand that the ones that make you feel out of alignment are perfect for your journey too. Okay. So we would like you to be open to the possibility of receiving healing today, either through words or sounds or any kind of aspect that comes through individually for you and collectively for you. We are very pleased that you are here, and we are very pleased that you are ready. You're very important in this expansion. You are very important in this incredible awakening that is happening on your planet. And we are here holding your hand. We are here watching over you. And we are here to guide you. Just ask, and it is given. Okay, so with your intention set, just hold that in your heart. And know that even if I can't speak to you personally today, that your intention has been heard by the universe. And sometimes we get our answers in very different ways. Sometimes through another, sometimes through a dream, sometimes a passerby or a feather on the street. Okay, so when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Okay. My eyes were stinging then.
All right. Wow. I was yawning through the whole thing. So it's like, okay, the energy is definitely shifting and moving. Is that awesome?
I think they wanted that. They were really like, can you do a process? Yeah. Can we take you through a process? Yeah, it's really important. And it's really important in any work that you do, anyone does any work, really just to sit with that. And it doesn't have to be that exact process, but just to really sit and be quiet before you ask those answers, those questions, because sometimes we just expect them to be there, and we need to be in that stillness and the quietness to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Okay, so.
You okay?
I don't know. I feel like I took a nap or need a nap or something. Like,
I'm not going to take that personally, Alara. I'm not going to take it personally that I make you fall asleep.
Yeah, please don't. No, I'm good. It'll be good. As soon as I start talking, it's all good. All right. So let's take some questions. Okay. But yeah, I've got like the sniffles and all sorts of wonderful stuff happening. Like, okay, Caroline, you want to unmute yourself? And so we're going to, because there are a lot of people with their hands raised and with questions, we're going to try and keep the stories short.
Yeah, because then I can work with as many people as possible. Yeah.
I already blew my nose.
Oh, okay, see?
Yeah, I actually took an hour off of work just to be here fully because I knew Susan.
Caroline, bless
I love you.
Awesome.
Thank you. I love you too.
And I'm going to buy one of the sessions because there's something more personal I want to work with you with. But for today, where my body is talking to me right now, and I know I sit for too long, and so there's all those, but the bigger aspect of it is what I feel is going to come through you now, our team, is I have this muscle spasm below my right breast that has been agonizing at me. It's from sitting, but I also get it when I'm walking, and I also have pain in my feet, either when I'm doing dishes or when I'm standing too much or sitting too much, so the pain in my feet and the pain and the spasm.
So the first thing that I can see, so I'm seeing, I'm scanning into your body. So when you started talking, I kind of really don't need to know, but I can see it already. So there's sort of, so the knobbly bit at the back of your neck that we all have, where the spine kind of goes like that. They're drawing my attention to that. I know you talked about the breastbone, but they're drawing my attention to that there. And I'm sort of seeing about, let me talk about the bones, the science of the bones. So when the bones are showing a spasm, so the muscles and the bones, the same brain relay, and it's about the medulla. So it's about our identity and it's about our self-worth. So it's more about our identity, but I find the two of them go together. And what I'm hearing for you is that this is about your identity in the world. And I know it's coming out of the front, your breastbone, but it's actually from there. And I'm seeing this about 11 years old.
1 second. Hello.
Diane, she needs to, So Caroline, this is for you. So about 11 years old, I've got either some sort of trauma or something that happened that shocked, and I'm seeing it in your spine, and I feel that this really left you feeling, who am I? Okay, does that make sense to you?
Yes, my beauty.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the bit of work that I would do if I was doing that personally with you. That's a bit of work I would go to, because I'm seeing it like a video screen here. And I feel that it's just, I don't feel like it's, I think you've done a lot of work on it actually, because I feel like it's just tweaking, but I'm also being told that this is connected as well to other lifetimes. So it's like, you know, as we're going Pluto direct, I'm an intuitive astrologer as well. So if we're looking at Pluto going direct, that's also about our mission. And it's also about all the stuff we brought into here in this lifetime. So when you're looking at that, Caroline, really feel into that, because yes, I definitely think it was to do with the 11-year-old aspect, but it's also what you've brought in to heal in this lifetime around your mission. Now, I hope that's helpful. So now the feet, what I was getting really strongly is, yes, it might come out as bones in the feet, but I'm getting this is about the liver. Okay, so the liver, whenever we've got anything going on with our feet, I'll just say, so if we've got burning in our feet, then quite often it's to do with the liver working quite hard. This is naturopathic stuff, by the way, not so much meta health. So this is kind of what's happening with our liver. If we've got bones in our feet that are hurting, sometimes it's about, how do I feel that I can move forward? Do I feel that I can walk forward? Okay. And I don't like calling things anything, so people do sometimes call it plantar fasciitis, whatever it's called, but I just would like to say that as I'm looking at it, I can see it's about you moving forward. It's about you moving into the next part of your identity, which obviously would be your mission, but I'm feeling more identity. So who am I as this being out in the world? Who am I? And it's stepping to the next, thank you, it's stepping up to the next part of you. So this in your feet is just, thank you, body, for showing me that I'm making an acceptance about moving forward with my identity. Okay. And what color do you get when you look at your feet now? Underneath, I get underneath bones. What color?
Green.
Yeah, so it's about your heart. So it's very much about, you know, how am I moving forward in my heart, my identity? Interesting. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna re-listen. Of course, it makes sense with I've asked to retire, and they're kind of fighting me on it. And
what's retiring? What's that anyway?
My day job.
Oh, that day job. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say I don't want to ever retire, to be honest. What is that anyway? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That one you can do, and not that I know what it is, but that you can do. But we can't retire from our mission. Our mission is who we are, right? So yes, maybe it's time for you to, and I'm never an advocate of someone giving up jobs or anything like that. I don't do that. But feel into how that feels to you and work with that 11-year-old, because I feel that that 11-year-old is telling that story that's happening in your spine. Okay, my love, I hope that helps you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Caroline. All right, so we're going to go to Joanne. Joanne, do you want to unmute yourself? Yeah, that was awesome, Susan. Wow. Susan, Joanne, do you want to unmute yourself? I can't unmute you, so you'll have to undo that. There you go. Hi.
Hi. It was
Hi,
Rosie.
Joanne.
Hi, thank you. I've worked with Susan before. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, I recognize you. I recognize you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the before I just get to my question.
So number one, Joanne, I would suggest that you not move around.
We each were kind of holding some kind of.
We can't understand you.
We can't hear you, my love. Sorry.
Oh. Connection's not
Maybe
so
in a
good. I
moment.
don't know
Maybe
if
in a
you
moment.
can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I hear you? Can you hear me now?
Really.
It's cutting out. Try again in a little while, okay?
Should we come back to Joanne in a minute? The
Yes.
next question.
Why don't you go somewhere inside if possible, and maybe you'll have better connection?
So somebody's just flashed up a question, which if it's okay, can I answer the one that's flashed up?
Yeah.
It's about food addiction, Beverly. I've got your message here. So I'll just talk about addiction in general because it's really one and the same.
Oh,
so
I got muted again.
essentially what happens with addiction is that we are looking for something to make us feel connected to source. And so perhaps Joanne could mute. Yeah, brilliant. So we're finding something to help us feel that sense of peace and that sense of connection to source. So whether it's drugs, alcohol, bread, chocolate, whatever it might be, addiction to shopping, addiction to hoarding, whatever it is, it's always that, and there's no judgment with any of that. It's just us trying to find a way to feel that sense of safety and connection to source again. Okay, so any kind of addiction, so food addiction, and it's possible that there would be, just tuning into you, Beverly, there will have been, yeah, thank you, a time, I've got you at 6 years old actually, a time when you were 6 years old where there would have been a feeling, I feel like you might have been given food as a reward or something like that, and I feel that made you feel that you were loved and you were worthy, and so there's that connection there, if that makes sense to you. But I feel it's deeper than that. Like I can see that as what's happened in your childhood, but I always find when I work with addiction that it is about source. It's about our feeling that we're not connected to source, and when we heal that part that then feels connected to source, and we're not doing it on our own, and we're always supported and loved and looked after, then I notice that addiction isn't present. So we make our behavioral choices change because our inner safety and connection changes. Okay, so don't ever really work with the physical aspect of addiction, more the emotional aspect of addiction, if that helps.
Awesome, good, thank you. Good question. All right, so we're gonna go to Sarah first. Sarah, do you want to unmute yourself? Then we'll see where we go. Hello.
Hi, Sarah.
Thank you. Hello. I have had pain in my thumbs since December, January, and I think it's from I play a few instruments, and a friend of mine asked me to play with him at this event where we ended up playing for 2 hours straight, and I was playing the flute, which I hadn't played all year. So I tracked it as being strained from that in my thumbs. It's affecting every other instrument I'm playing too. But it just seems like there's got to be more to it, because it would have cleared up by now.
It might have done, mightn't it? It could have done. I mean, unless perhaps you were playing it for 2 hours every day, exactly the same, and the same feeling was there. But I would say that, when you think about your thumbs, what's the first thing you think about when you think about your thumbs? Just have a look at them in your mind. What do you feel when you're connecting with them?
I just get images that are just sort of, I'm not getting anything very deep, just holding on to things, or yeah.
I just wanted you to access a little bit of it, right? Because when we're looking at, obviously you heard we were talking about the bones and the muscles and so on, we're looking at something around our identity, okay?
Oh, wow.
And our self-worth, so our identity and our self-worth, really. So when we're looking at that, yeah, what do you feel now?
Yeah, because I just felt it was one of those big LA events with famous people and all that. And I
Yes.
never go near those, but I did because it was my
Yes.
friend asking, and I just didn't feel worthy of it.
Well, actually, you did. So what your thumbs were showing you was, oh wow, actually, this could be my identity. But the key thing in this is, so you have an acceptance, you're playing, you're doing really well, you're in a really cool place, and you couldn't imagine, you'd be there, but you are there, right? So then you have this experience of acceptance that I actually am good enough, right? But the key thing is, if it's still there, do you remember I said before, if the backache was still there or something, then we'd look at something different. So if it's still there, we need to look at where it came from the perspective of, I don't have an identity. Okay, so now that identity, what I'm hearing, I'm just going to, go for this, because what the guides are giving me is something that was said to you. And so it's something like, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. So I'm hearing this in your energy field.
Yeah, it was my mother saying, who do you think you are to try to do this?
So go there, got it. And so how old's that child, quick?
That was in my teen years, so.
Yeah, but there was one earlier.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, probably 4.
Yeah, that's great. So that aspect of you that perceived in that moment, I can't do that. Who do you think, who do you think you are? All this kind of stuff. Then you put yourself on the stage and you put yourself in a place of incredible excitement. Of course I can do this. I've been invited to do it. Here I am. And your thumbs go. And the other thing about thumbs, what else do we say about thumbs?
Thumbs up.
We can do thumbs up, but we
thumbs
also
down
under the thumb.
Oh,
under
whoa.
the thumb.
Wow.
So this feeling of being under it, okay? So the work that we might do is working with that little part of you that felt really undervalued, okay?
Thank you.
And so when you connect with your thumbs now, what happens when you connect with them now?
They feel better, actually.
Yeah. So there's a sense of, sometimes we just need to access that part of us that didn't feel worthy at that time. Yeah.
Okay.
So that we can put the pieces together. And that's why I love the science of it. We can put the pieces together and say, oh my goodness, because you knew that it wasn't about your pumps being strained. Yeah.
Yeah. It was impossible it would last that long. I knew there was nothing more to it. And I would not have gotten to it without this. Thank you very, very much.
You're
awesome.
welcome.
Good, Sarah.
I'll work on it.
Thanks, Sarah, for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to go back to Joanne. So Joanne, I'm not sure how the connection is now, but she did type in the chat. She wanted to ask, where am I not loving myself that is preventing me from buying a new home? I had 3 accepted offers and then out of fear, backed out. What is blocking me from moving forward with a new home? Had no problem selling my house quickly, but lots of trouble with the new one.
And where is she feeling something in her body? But because I can see this in her energy field, but if she could sort of type in what symptomatic feeling she's getting.
Yeah, so Joanne, what are you feeling in the body?
I unmuted. Can you hear me? I unmuted myself.
Yeah,
oh,
we can
great.
hear you. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi. So yesterday I backed out of buying a house, and this morning I woke up feeling almost like I'm detoxing. Bad headache, aches all over. So nothing, not a specific body part, but just general malaise.
Yeah. So I get this in, do you know where your thyroid is? Your thymus thyroid?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. So if you just put your hand on your thymus thyroid for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, good. What emotion can you feel there?
Sadness.
Yeah. So the feeling I'm getting, well, I'm connecting with this, is really around disempowerment. Okay. So when you connect with that sadness, what's the first number you see?
7.
Okay. So the work that you would do is around the 7-year-old feeling disempowered and unworthy of receiving, is what the guides are telling me. Unworthy of receiving. And I've actually got sort of like, it's Maria actually. Maria Herwood, if you can just mute yourself. Thanks, my love. Joanne, if can you remember a time when you were 7 around your birthday, and it was about receiving gifts? And I feel like there was, what the guides are showing me is that you were given a gift and you were not grateful for it. You were a child, like, you know, you're 7, right? There's no judgment with that. But I think there was quite a lot of shame and guilt around that. Does that make any sense to you?
It wasn't my, what I'm connecting to is it wasn't my birthday. It was when I received it, but it was close around that time. I received Holy Communion. And I got a lot of money as gifts, and I'd never seen that much money before in my life. And I remember being in my room and kind of just tossing the money up in the air, jumping with great enthusiasm.
Okay.
And my mother came in and got so upset and shut me down.
Absolutely.
And then I felt very guilty.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. But it also is connected to religious lifetimes as well, right? So that's okay, that's fine. But the actual aspect that is showing up now is that 7-year-old part of you and that child part of you that felt that feeling of disempowerment around receiving.
Okay.
All right.
I got it. I got to work on that. Okay. Thank you.
I do
Susan.
feel that. I do feel like a session would be good with that, because I also see it in the Akashic records. So I see it in, you know, sort of poverty, like vows and oaths of poverty and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's connected to that 7-year-old experience that's held in your thymus thyroid. So when you're thinking, that's part of your endocrine system. So when you're looking at that, you're thinking about, right, your body's showing that regeneration actually. So it's actually showing the regeneration.
Oh, good.
Okay, of healing that's going on. But there's still that little bit that is feeling disempowered with it. And it's only because you've done that to protect yourself. Okay, that child has that wall there. They have it to protect themselves. And there was no way you were going to come over that wall. But it's time now to receive.
Should I work on healing that before I try to start looking for another house, or just keep doing the same?
You can heal that in 15 minutes, right? So the key thing is to have an intention, a specific intention, and then either work with me or someone else, or do your own work and have your specific intention for it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's no good doing a blanket of I feel disempowered. That specific intention of healing that child, will really help you.
Thank you. Very helpful.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
good luck with your house.
Thank you for calling, Alara. Thank you for calling on me again and for persevering.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm very grateful.
Thank you. I'm glad that the connection was much better now. Yay. All right.
It's those things though, Laura, isn't it? It's those things that, you know, are just protections.
Yeah.
And it could be that house that, you know, wasn't the right house anyway, and there'll be another one that, you know, when she's in the vibration of receiving and, you know, feeling empowered with receiving, that another house will be there anyway, you know. So.
Absolutely. Yep. Might be something even better.
Always.
So there was a question in the chat. Wow, way back when. I'm gonna find Anastasia. That she wrote to me privately.
Okay.
And because she's just wondering, what is the spiritual meaning of seemingly incurable toe fungus?
This is really interesting, because I was actually reading and listening to something about this, because I was doing some work with someone on the liver, and it's about the liver, and it's about the liver being congested. But this is the physical aspect of it. When we're looking at the spiritual aspect of it, we're looking at the feeling, thank you, the feeling of dread. I am dreading something. This is for you, Anastasia, specific. And quite often it will be fear, it will be anger, it will be resentment, but I'm feeling with her, it's to do with dread. So I'm dreading whatever. So, you know, to get her to really think about that and feel whether that feels true to her. But definitely the liver is like going, hey, you know, listen to me, I need to heal this dread. And I feel like as I'm connecting with it, obviously for Anastasia specific, I'm getting a school scene. So I'm getting her sort of about, we would say in England, sort of secondary school. I know it's slightly different wherever you are in the world, but sort of about 10, 11 years old. And I'm sort of getting the pressure of, I have to do this, I have to perform, I'm dreading it. So I don't know if something's happening in her life where that's coming up, where she's actually feeling, I'm dreading what I've got to do. That's what I'm truly feeling. And if we look at the liver, we're really looking at the brainstem, which is survival. So it's this aspect of survival in my life. If I don't do this, it feels like I can't survive. So maybe she can.
Yeah. So let us know,
in.
Anastasia, how that resonates with you and what's coming up for you as Susan is sharing all that. Let us know. Because yeah, but Michelle and Anastasia says you nailed it.
Oh, she said I nailed it. That's like ironic, right? It's you nail and you nailed it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, good. Awesome. Michelle, and a different Michelle says, I have toe fungus too. Other people have other feet stuff going on too, bunions and so on. So it's like all sorts of feet stuff going on. Wow.
Oh, well, think about the feet as a whole entity. So think about the feet as, you know, especially toes. You know, if we didn't have our big toe, we couldn't walk. Definitely not. So if it's on your big toe, then think about what is it that I want to kick away. What is it? So if you've got a problem with your toe, you know, what do I want to kick away? What do I want to kick out of the way? That might be true. And also, you know, how grounded do I feel and can I move forward? Anastasia says, we opened a whole new Pandora box. Yeah, we did. Thank you for that. No, it's fun. But yeah, no, so really think about that. And I know that Michelle, she has itchy feet. Sorry, itchy is my word, sorry. Itchy feet. And that's, you know, very much about the separation of being, so itchy skin is, I feel it's a separation. So it's healing the separation, and that's the cortex part of the brain. So, you know, if you have itchy skin, my friend Corinne had that. I don't know if she's listening, actually, she might be listening. She had itchy skin, and it's because she was healing a lot of stuff around separation. And so the skin was giving the second phase. So in the bottom of the feet, Michelle, it's like I'm healing the separation of moving forward.
Wow.
Right.
So much stuff. Yeah. I can't believe all the questions around feet. What does the heel signify? What does sciatica pain on the left side signify? What does the burning sensation above the ankle signify? It's like, oh my goodness. I didn't know that people had so many issues with their feet. Like, wow.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's interesting because it's, you know, without our feet, well, of course we can move forward anyway, but without our feet, you know, our feet are what keep us grounded on Mother Earth, isn't it? You know, and our feet are our stability as well. You know, like if we've got one foot or one leg, we might not be as balanced, but with two, we would hope that we can stand on the ground and really feel okay, the guides are giving me this. So the feet represent the alignment to standing in our mission. Okay, thank you. So they represent a lot to do with our mission. They represent a lot with really standing in that power.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Wow.
I didn't actually know that, so they just told me that.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to just take a moment and talk a little bit about the special offer. It's the same that one that we had in September. So it's basically one 30-minute session for $88 or one 60-minute sessions with Susan for $144. And also, if you make the purchase today, you'll also get, I don't know how many, 10 maybe.
14, I think it's 14, 12 to 14. Yeah.
MP3s of light language healing for the body. Okay. So
individual parts of the body. So like the endocrine system, the liver, the lungs, the heart, the skin, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's only for today. So tomorrow, if you buy the package tomorrow, you won't see that on the download page. Okay. Or like, you know, when you get your invoice, it won't be there. But hopefully I'll remember to take it off tomorrow morning.
Well, if you don't, you don't. It's fine.
I know, right? It's like, oh, so that is for today. So please do check that out. That's available at alara.at/show/Susan9. Yes, Caroline already bought the package, so you already got the downloads as well. Okay, and same thing with somebody else, Jane. She's not here. But anyways,
okay.
She had bought it before we even started the call. So it's like, awesome. But it's, so yeah, did you want to add anything about that, Susan? So, you know, the calls are,
they don't have to use it for anything to do with the body. They can use it for anything, you know, success, mission, relationships, anything they want. So that session is tailored to whatever they want. And the guides will, you know, tell us really what's most important, but you can come with your intention as well.
Awesome. So, you know, keep it, you know, be open to allowing for what the guides also bring forward, right? Don't be stuck in your own head about this has to be this, you know, it's like sometimes the guides do know better, you know, all right? So, okay.
Well, my guides work with your guides, meaning whoever it is. So it's your guides know you, and they talk to mine who talk to me. So it's not me kind of, you know, like I'm the channel for it, but it's your guide. So if you're not happy, blame them. I'm joking, of course.
Yeah, we're totally joking. All right. So, all right. So we're going to take a few more questions. So Michelle C, do you want to unmute yourself? Michelle C. Yeah.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, Michelle. Hi.
Hi, thank you so much. Okay, so just as we're sitting here,
Oh my goodness, 1 second. Go ahead.
This part of me is like getting intensely activated about, am I going to be seen? Am I going to be seen? Am I going to get, you know, what I need? Time's running out. Like just this whole level of angst is going higher and higher and higher. And I can feel it like right here.
Do you ever experience lower back, anything going on with your lower back at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes total sense to me. Okay, so
totally,
I wasn't
totally
actually
unsupported.
Okay, so this is an indication that you're so ready to catapult out to the world, and I'll tell you why. This is what the guides want to say to you. Okay, so this came up today, actually, interesting enough. When we have had difficult things that have happened to us in our life, and we perceive them as difficult, you know, like we might have had some difficult experiences, we've chosen other souls, we've chosen them to walk with us. So we've chosen other souls to reside within us and walk with us and help us and support us. Not waywards, not entities, nothing like that. We've actually had a great decision together to help each other. And what happens when we start to be ready to really get seen and visible and ready to go out in the world, and that's what I'm really hearing for you, is like the next level, then we have to let go of this support that we've had up until now. And so what, Michelle, I would say to you is that you know, I just checked before I spoke to you as well. I just checked with my guides and with kinesiology before I was saying this. And I know that you have other souls that are ready not to be with you because you're ready to stand in your own soul's mission. Okay. And so when we feel that anxiety and we feel that stress and we have a little bit of backache, these are all indications, and the feeling here, they're all indications to me that somebody has, we called them hitchhikers in the course today, but it's a beautiful hitchhiker. It's souls that have helped you massively, but you don't need them now. All right? And that is what you need to release.
Can I do that on my own?
Do you want me? Shall I do it? Shall we do
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I can't leave Michelle with this, right? So anybody else, if you know how to do, sorry, Laura, it's completely not what I was going to do tonight, but we have to go for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you know how to check to see if something is running in your body, okay, I like to use kinesiology. So yes for me is when it stays together, no is when it comes apart. I've already checked for Michelle. Yeah, so if you want to follow on with this and just check, it's nothing bad, nothing weird. It's just when we're really ready to stand in our full soul's mission and our soul's power, then it's time to let them go, okay? So I'm going to be working with Michelle specific, but you can just follow along with what I'm saying. So I'm going to get Michelle to repeat these words, okay, which are going to be channeled. So you ready for this, Michelle?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm a little scared, but I'm ready.
Good, that's good. Okay, all right. So just put your hands on your heart. Good, yeah, I can feel your energy. You're a bit anxious. Okay, so I want you to say, today I'm choosing to set myself free.
Today, I'm choosing to set myself free.
Today I'm choosing to stand fully in my own soul's mission.
Today, I'm choosing to stand fully in my own soul's mission.
I'm choosing to set any other souls free.
I'm choosing to set any other souls free
That reside within me.
that reside within me.
I do this from a place of pure unconditional love.
I do this from a place of pure unconditional love
So that we can all be free.
so that we can all be free.
And so it is.
And so it is.
I claim my sovereignty
I claim my sovereignty
and choose to stand fully on my mission.
and choose to stand fully on my mission.
So just stay there for a second and just breathe. And just get a sense of how you feel.
My throat is aching.
Yeah, just let it go. Just breathe. Good. I'm just witnessing, so just stay there for a bit longer. And I just want you to bring down a beautiful beam of sparkling light from above your crown and through your body. That's better. Okay.
Something's saying I'm so scared.
It's okay, we can let them go. I'm going to help them go, okay?
Okay.
Create all this. It's command delete, pull, click, cancel, and delete. Okay, how do you feel now?
Pressure, like an ache in my throat and pressure between my eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
And a
You're
little.
so ready. You're so ready to own it, Michelle.
Okay.
This is your ability to use your inner vision here. Michelle, look at me. Your ability to use your inner vision. Okay. This is your ability to speak the word of God, source, creator through you. Okay. Just accept that. Okay. And what I'm hearing from the guides is for you just to surrender to it. Okay. And it's sometimes emotional. But they wouldn't have told me if you weren't ready to let it go. So
Yeah, and it's exciting.
mhm.
Absolutely. Good.
So I don't know if you felt it out the back of your heart chakra. Normally they come out, it's almost like a tail out the back, but for you it's out the back of your heart chakra here, but it was from behind. So
Interesting.
yeah. How does it feel there now? Do you feel more expanded?
Yeah, like I feel just like a little bit more excitement.
There you go. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Exciting. Exciting, right?
Yeah, exciting. Now, would it be helpful to work further with you, like to help me to really
Yeah.
move forward?
Oh, I'd love to.
into it?
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to work with you further. So let you know, settle it over these next few days. But definitely, yeah, if you want to receive the recordings as well, the light language recordings, book in, and you can book in whenever you want. So you can purchase it with Alara and then use it whenever you want. So you can book it in for a few weeks' time, or you don't have to have it like today.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
then you can choose when you do the work, but give it a few days before you actually do any more work.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, exciting.
Awesome. How much fun is that?
That's amazing.
Look at her energy. It's
I know,
different,
right?
completely
It's
different,
just
right?
glowing. I love it.
Mm.
Good.
Whew. Thank you, ladies.
You're
Like a
welcome.
really,
Thank
really
you.
important thing, because it's not, sometimes we're not ready, and that's okay. But at the moment, it's really important to be ready. In our body, like the lower back thing, Alara, is really interesting. So I just stumbled upon that when people released the souls, that their back was fine, completely fine, like never had any ache again.
Okay,
And
good.
I feel it's about not being able to be completely grounded in your soul's mission, because there's just a little bit of it, I don't want to say interference, but it's like that vibrational interference. So we can't quite be grounded in that soul's mission. We are here, we're on our soul's mission, but not fully, because we've invited those other beautiful, helpful, amazing souls to help us and support us along the way, but we don't need them now.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Love it. Thank you.
And Michelle, also, you've been, I don't know, thinking about writing a book? Michelle C, because they're telling me that now you'll be able to get that much clearer.
No, but you're the second person who's told me that I have an ability to write.
Okay, well, there we are.
And when I look at my laptop keyboard, I see green light and sometimes yellow light.
Wow. Nice. Go
So
for
just
it.
watch what happens now, and then I'll help you, shift and expand even more when we work together. Thanks. That's my excitement. That's my excitement.
That is exciting. Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, Letty. You want to unmute yourself, Letty? I think you did write in the chat a long time ago, but I don't remember. I can't find it now. Go ahead.
You said
Hi.
hello, I know. Hi,
Hi.
Letty.
Hi, Susan. Hi,
Nice to
Alara.
meet you.
Hi.
Thank you for welcoming me. My question is, I've been suffering from knee pains where it alternates from both knees, and it's on and off the pain, but I've been suffering from this since 2013.
Oh, wow. Cool. So 2013. Okay, so what was happening? Okay. Yeah.
Around that time, that
No. What was happening 3 months before that? Hang on one sec, let me just ask them. Hold on. I'm scanning your energy field at the moment. So when we're looking at meta health and we're looking at something showing up in the bones, muscles, cartilage, whatever it would be, we look at the medulla part of the body. So we're really looking at, it's a lot of this actually tonight, yeah. So looking at our identity and our you know, self-devaluation really, and how much we value ourselves. So what was going on for you at that time around feeling that you could be who you wanted to be in the world, or have that identity, or move forward? What was it that made you feel like you could move forward in 2013?
Honestly, I can't remember.
Sure, if you could guess, just come into your heart. In 2013, when you started to get that pain, you started to get that discomfort in your knees, what was going on in your life?
Well, the only thing I can think of was I had my grandmother ailing in Puerto Rico. And also my oldest son was going into the army.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'm more with your son, to be honest. That's my feeling. I'm more with your son.
Yeah.
So conversation around acceptance, that I have to, you know, I have to find my own way in the world. I'm not talking about him. He already found his own way in the world, right? But for you to actually accept the fact that actually you have to sometimes let a child make their own decisions, right? So that conversation and that acceptance led your knees to show you that you actually could move forward. But the fact that it still hurts or aches or oscillates between the two, do you remember what I said before about when something continues to show up?
Yes.
Yeah. So what did I say about that? What did that mean to you? When something continues to show up, it means
I haven't let it go.
Or there's something deeper, there's something further back. So my feeling is that what was triggered in that moment beautifully with your son deciding to do that was actually a trigger from a time before. And okay, thank you. 6 years before that, what was happening 6 years before that? So what year would that have been?
6 years.
It's kind of easier to think about how old you were, you know, rather than the date. But 6 years before that, how old would you have been?
That would have been 2007. I would have been 38.
So there's something, the rug was, what the guides are giving me is the rug was pulled from underneath your feet. You know, not literally, someone didn't get a rug and do it, but it feels literal. It feels like I can't, like, oh my goodness, I'm shocked. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move forward. Okay. So do you know what was happening around that time where you felt like the whole rug was pulled from underneath your feet?
I was in a separation with my husband at the time.
Okay, there we go. All right. So that is where the healing needs to happen, is that I'm shocked, I can't move forward. And you actually haven't healed that. I don't mean that with any judgment, but you actually haven't healed that. So what I'm seeing is part of me is moving forward, part of me is moving back. I've lost that part. Now I'm losing my son. Makes sense, right? So just work with that part, because it's that separation rug pulled from under my feet is where this was actually deeply triggered for you, around your identity, around your self-worth.
Does it matter that we were actually able to work things through and we're still together?
It will have been the shock. So if you
Okay.
think about what happens, so if you think about, we hear something, we experience something, we see it, it goes in through our heart, up to our brain, and depending on what aspect, it goes to the brain relay, and then it goes into the vibrational field and into the physical body. So that part of the physical body to show up will be representative of the shock. I know it's a bit complicated, but if you think of it that way, it's great that you managed to move forward from it, but the shock at that moment that the rug was pulled from under your feet is the key bit of work.
Okay.
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 Is that helpful?
Yes. Is this something I can do on my own?
Absolutely. If you want to do it on your own, absolutely. But I can help you if you want to work with me.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah. So choose what you feel you want to do, whether you want to do an hour or half an hour session. But yeah, I can definitely help you with that and pinpoint and target that. And also, yeah, thank you. There's also a process that we can do with this, which is forgiveness and letting go and cutting the ties. Now, you might still with your partner or husband, that's fine. It's cutting the ties of the old energy and vibration that happened before. So it allows you to have that peace with it. And quite often the body then will heal itself from that.
Okay.
So we'll see on the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we use.
Okay.
Thanks,
Sounds
Letty. I hope that
good.
helps you. Hope it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yes, it does make sense. And thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Letty.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna go, just 1 second. All right, we're gonna take one more question and then we'll see with how my timing is, but Betty, you wanna unmute yourself? Betty,
Yes. Hi, Susan.
Oh, Betty, hello.
Hi. Wonderful call. Thank you so much. Thanks
You're
a lot.
welcome.
I feel like I've
I can't see you, Betty. I don't know if you wanted to be seen, but you might have something over your camera. Do you have something over your camera?
Yeah,
she never has her camera on.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
yeah.
No, that's fine.
Okay. I have had a lot of pain in different areas for a while, and some of it is for as long as I can remember. And I'm not sure if the two of them are tied. Like it's migraines. It might have started off when I was younger as just regular headaches, but then some stomach issues going along, and sometimes they're together, sometimes they're not, and then some other weird pains. But it seems like, just like you were saying, that it's been in so much of my life that it has to be something else. Like I will try to identify it and relate it to this incident or that, or this upset or this crazy family drama or whatever, but it seems like it's really deep. I don't know whether it's like from a past life or something too, or something, because like everyone else, I've had a lot of trauma.
In your specific aspect, because obviously you're talking about lots of different parts of the body, I'm seeing you in the womb, so I'm feeling like you definitely brought it in with you. But I'm feeling that all of these different experiences triggered aspects of it. So I would say that what would be really helpful for you is to do something called soul rebirthing. It's one of my processes in my Sparkle program, but I do it individually as well. And to go back to that point, I can see it, it's sort of like on a video screen here, and I can see you in the womb. It's about 6 months. So I can see that there was the perception of belief about coming into the world. So I don't know if you know anything about when your mum was carrying you or pregnant with you, or I feel like it's in the womb. I don't feel it's the point of birth. I feel it's like when you're in the womb. So I think you would have brought that in with you, but also perhaps the experiences. Oh, thank you. Yeah. And that makes sense with the mother stuff that we spoke about the other day.
Right.
So it makes sense. Yeah. It's kind of putting it together now. So they're showing me that in the womb. So whatever was going on at that time with your mother, I think this is coming up to be healed because of that healing you did around your mother the other day. So I feel like, yeah, it's time for this to be healed now, but we're going right back. I'm not seeing necessarily anything in childhood. I'm seeing it when you were growing in the womb.
Oh, wow.
So you're pretty accurate in what you're saying. It goes way back, and you probably brought it in with you. You probably brought it in with you, but it also was triggered whilst you were having that experience of growing.
Oh, right. So every time there's like a traumatic incident, then it gets triggered even more, or, and especially a lot
It's
of family.
possible.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes it, is it like in any new pain, is it all, it feels like it's like weird pains that are happening. Is it kind of all related?
Describe weird. I mean, what is weird? What does that mean to you?
Weird to me, weird to me is, I mean, we all are having feet problems today, but for about a month and a half, my left heel has been hurting so bad that when I sit down and I get up to walk, or when I'm in bed and then I get up to it, I can't hardly walk. It hurts so bad. And just like the other stuff, it kind of stops me dead in my tracks. I'm unable to do what I need to do. And that's very frustrating to me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And what I get with this specific, so you're talking about a specific aspect, which I can really talk to you about, but when it's a blanket, you know, like lots of different things in the body, I could be here for hours, right? But with this specific thing, it's, I want to put my foot down. And I can't put my foot down emotionally. And I've got quite a lot of frustration and anger with this, and resentment with this.
Wow. Wow, that makes so much sense.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, with a lot of stuff going on. Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. But I'm also seeing that as how you felt when you're growing. You're like, oh, you know, why'd I have to come again, right?
Yeah.
Why'd I have to be here again?
Yeah, I do feel like that. Like, are you sure that I really asked to be here to come again? Yeah. Oh, wow. That's fascinating. Oh, thank you.
I actually feel like the womb work will be really pivotal actually for you. It is for everyone, but I'm really feeling it for you specifically.
Okay. Oh, that's incredible. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. Thank you, Alara. Alara introduced me to you on the last show. So I love you both so much. Thank you. You're so awesome. This has been a wonderful call.
You're welcome, Betty.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Betty.
Awesome. All right. And we'll see you soon in half an hour, Betty. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have a call with my group in half an hour. That's why I was like, okay, you can take maybe one more question, maybe, you know, because
sure.
So I wanted to ask you too, generally though, because you know, there's still lots of questions in the chat, you know, but generally about, you know, we talked a lot about the feet, but we talked a little bit about the lower back. We talked a little bit about the heart chakra, etc. Is there anything else that you would think would be helpful right now for people, especially with, you know, I don't buy into the COVID stuff, but you know, lungs or anything.
Are you leading me down that path? You are, and you're a little bit,
just a little bit, you know, because there might be people on the call who are in fear about it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. So when we're thinking about, you know, when we go to the doctors, if we've gone to the doctors in our life and we've gone because we've got a bacterial infection, we might be given antibiotics, right, because of a bacterial infection. And the reason why we're given antibiotics is because it's something that is alive. So what we're looking at is a bacteria is actually sort of microorganism that is alive. And just to say that our body is made up of thousands and thousands and thousands of bacteria, right? Our gut is bowel flora, you know, we are bacteria. So that's a good thing, but sometimes that gets out of balance and we might choose to go to the doctor if we have an infection. But when we go to the doctor and we have a virus, if we can remember as children, when we used to go to the doctor and we had a virus, our doctor would say to us, and I'm not a doctor and I want you to go to a doctor if you feel ill, whatever, and I don't claim to heal or cure. But what I do want to say is that I remember when we went to the doctor and the doctor would say, oh, I can't do anything for you because you have a virus.
Exactly.
Right.
It was always drink lots of fluids and rest. That was what was the message.
So what I really want to say about this is that our incredible body has an incredible way of cleansing and healing within the cell. And one of the ways that it does that through clearing emotional toxicity or physical toxicity, environmental toxicity, is by creating something which is called viral. Now, what that is almost like a cleansing that is part of who we are. So a virus actually isn't an actual live thing. So a virus isn't something that goes, hey, I'm a virus, I can get you. A virus is something that is really beautiful, that happens within the body, and it sort of encapsulates toxicity and pulls it out of the body. And that's why we have to rest, vitamin C, vitamin D, etc., and breathe in oxygen. That's just another point, right? So when we are healing our emotions of toxicity, it's amazing. When we're healing what we put into our body, it's amazing. We would like our bodies to have the best chance ever. So when we are creating a virus within our body, that's because we need to upgrade our vibration. We're releasing a lot of toxicity. And I know I'm standing here and I'm live and everything, but I'm going to say it. So our body does a brilliant way of creating this way of clearing toxicity. All right. So that is what an actual virus is. And if I can do anything to help anyone stop being afraid of their body, then I want to do that. And Laura, I hope you don't mind, but in a couple of weeks' time, I think on the 23rd, actually, I'm holding a global free event to help people release the fear and understand about the body and toxicity. So if anyone wants to come on that, then I'd love to have them.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know.
Share it globally.
Yeah, let me know when you're doing stuff, and then I'll promote it at that time as well. Yeah,
my guides told me I have to do that. So standing, putting my head above the parapet, probably to be shot off. But I don't care. It's my mission, right?
I know, that's what I was thinking right now. It's like, okay, I'm probably gonna get some bad juju now because I'm saying I did this. I'm not really affected by it, or I don't really buy into it. It's like, but it's like, it is what it is.
Do you know what? What's really important is to make our own choices. And I think that, I've been doing quite a lot of lives recently, and I feel like we were never meant to be told what to do. I think to be informed is really important, and to make our own decisions around that informed knowledge. And then if it doesn't resonate, then we throw it out. It's a bit like reading a book. We can read a book and go, oh, that's really cool. Oh, I'm not sure I agree with that. And that's okay. And if people don't agree with me, I don't care. I'm really happy with that, because I am such an evidence girl. Like, I want to know why, and I want to know why that works in the body, and I want to know it works or it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, I don't care about it. I'm not interested, right? So I only speak about things that I've either trained for years and years and years and years in, which I have, and I studied virology for a long time in my naturopathic qualification, and I also work with dis-ease a lot. And on my own body, my own body shows messages, and I'm listening to it and I'm understanding it, and I think that's our key, is to say, wow, I have this incredible body. It does the best it can for me, and I'm not going to feel that it's against me. And I'm also not going to feel that there's something outside of me that can get me. And I just feel really very passionate. You probably see it in my energy, but very passionate to help people understand that, we have to be a vibrational match. So our best thing that we can ever do is to raise our vibration, live the lightest life we can live, where we're in happiness, we're in joy, we're feeding our body with healthy foods, we're bringing in the light every day, and we're hydrating ourselves. To me, that is the key, because the messages are held in the water, in our light, and then we can make choices. If we're always being suppressed with, I call it curry energy, and vegetable energy. So if we're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea, and snack in the evening, curry, we love curry, right? I love it, but I don't want to eat it every single minute of the day. And that's kind of like fear and guilt and shame. And then on the other side of it, you know, if we're eating fruit and veg and whatever we're doing, then we probably could eat that for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. And that's love and, you know, feeling powerful and feeling that we're on our mission and expressing ourselves. So to me, it's like that. It's like, do I want to be feeling this feeling of fear, or do I want to feel empowered to make my own choices? And so for me, it's all about freedom.
Exactly.
So,
freedom to be, freedom to choose, freedom to love, freedom to laugh and live. And yeah, absolutely. So, you know, the best thing that we can do for ourselves and our bodies is, like Susan was just saying, raise our vibration, drink more liquid, drink more, you know, water, go out in the mountains if you can, get some fresh air and oxygen, right?
Yeah.
And be happy, be joyful. The more that you're more joyful and happy and feeling at
nature,
ease.
nature's important.
Exactly.
Yeah, fresh air, nature, finding something that makes you feel happy, an animal, you know, just being around whatever, someone you love. And if it isn't possible in whatever country you're in and there's difficulties with that, then connect like this, connect with Alara, you know, listen to her speakers, connect with a soul family, you know, just really, because this is our medium now, isn't it? It's our medium to connect with people.
And so we are always connected, and also connect with your body. What does your body require? What is your body, you know, what would be fun for your body today? Do that. Listen to your body, have that relationship with your body. Yeah. Awesome. Good. Thank you. So again, I just want to tell everybody again, remind you all to be sure to book a session with Susan, whether it's 30 minutes or 60 minutes. If you purchase today, before I take off the free gift tomorrow, then you also
unless she forgets and she keeps it open for 24 hours. Do you want to do that? Do you want to keep it open for 24 hours?
I might do that. Yeah, exactly. Because I might not remember tomorrow morning, right? So then you'll also get those 12 to 14 light language MP3s for different areas of your body as well. Okay, so please do take a look at that. The Susan, your free global event is on Friday, the 23rd of October.
Is it? Okay, that's when I'm doing it then.
3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. So I might have to change something in my schedule. It's okay, Betty. We can change something in my schedule to be able to attend.
Michelle wants the link for that. Yeah. So, you know,
I don't have the link for that.
You'll find it. I'll share it with Alara, but you'll find it on my just my name. You'll find Susan Kennard, and you'll find it in all different areas. Exactly. You'll find it. It'll be across. Yeah. Betty laughed. She said, haha, you got me again. So it must be something else you've got planned at that time or something. Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, Alara.
It's okay. No. I mean, it's all right. We can make it work. It's not a big deal. All right, everyone. So thank you, Susan. That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was so helpful, I think, for a lot of people. And of course, we're going to have you come back again. And for those of you, you know, I will, you know, when I get the link from Susan for that event, I'll post it, you know, in our community.
It's free. So you just have to like click on it, sign up, and then you get your Zoom link. Yeah, probably a bit like this.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be easy peasy, and I'll send out the link as well whenever I get it, and that way you can, you know, just join. But yeah, so much fun and so important. So thank you so much, Susan, and thank you everybody for all of your questions. Awesome. Drink lots of water for all of you. You know, even if you didn't get your question answered, still the energies were still flowing throughout the call, right? We started with that little process at the beginning, and still the energies were flowing throughout the call. So please drink some water and listen to your body. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
And until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Much love, everyone. Thank you.